Good afternoon, my friends. This is VJ Franz K. Rebirth, RB338. I've been interested in it for a very long time, ever since, well, the birth of Rebirth. Rebirth is, of course, the classic software for emulating the TB303, 808, and 909. You could run it on your home computer and also your laptop. It was revolutionary simulation of analog gear using software, and just an amazing milestone in electronic music software. Here is the commemorative mouse pad. Then, a couple of years ago, I was very happy to report that they had adapted Rebirth for iPhone and iPad. As you can see, the iPhone version allows you to zoom in, but now you can see, in honor of 909 Day, they have the introduction of Rebirth for iPad. Actually, it's been around for a while, but this is new version 1.4. The graphics have been redone, high resolution for your Retina screen. It's a fine time to pick it up right now, because in honor of 909 Day, it is on sale for $9 for 9 days, and that goes until the 18th. So let's go ahead and get it. Here it is installing. Think about some of the new features, including new sound sets, a head-to-head mode. Alright, let's begin. You can see there's a different browser interface. A silent default song, a perfect starting point. Alright, let's begin. It is completely blank, as you notice. So in honor of 909 Day, I'm going to add some 909 kicks. Snare drums. Some closed hats. We'll go ahead and bring down the tempo. Here we go, 110. Now we'll activate one of the 303s. At first you may not realize how to program a 303, but it is just like on the real silver box. You need to add places where there are notes instead of rests. You use step to go through this. Then, of course, to get the classic acid sound, you're going to want to adjust the filter. Maybe we'll add a little bit of the built-in distortion effect here. Get that classic sound. How about some delay? Changing the different amount of delay. Now these synthesizers are monophonic. You get two of them. So it's perfect for making a lead or a bass line, or anything else you want to do. But you can create some very interesting and complicated patterns using the delay. Different amounts of feedback. We can put it through the pattern controlled filter here. And there are many different patterns. As the name would suggest, it's a filter controlled by the pattern, the sweep of the filter. But we can send our drums through it for an interesting effect. Distort has a certain sound to it there. At high settings, got sort of an unusual digital sound to it there. Of course, you have a choice of two different waveforms. Anyway, you can while away the hours like this. But if you need a quick and easy idea starter, you can use the pattern edit features to either alter a certain amount of randomness. Shift it over, transpose it. If you want, you can also throw in randomized patterns and then just unrandomize them to your tastes. Alright, we need to turn down the volume of that a bit. So let's exit pattern edit mode. I think there is not enough cowbell, but there's too much cowbell. But if you don't want the cowbell, you can go ahead and find it here, CB, and turn that level down. No more cowbell. Easy. The 303 sequencer is an interesting way to work with the way it is. I wish they would include a piano roll mode where you could just go in and look at the 303 pattern and edit it that way. Because, you know, we love the sound of the 303. It is an absolute classic machine, as well as Rebirth being a classic way to emulate a classic machine. But, you know, with modern touchscreen technology, there are a lot easier ways to edit a pattern than using the back and forward button and these single step things. Have it be a superimposable layer that you can turn on or turn off if you want to use it that way. Another cool feature, I remember when they first introduced this, mods. There are a lot of different sound sets that you can use. And it's a new skin. As you can hear, this one has an industrial sound to it. There are a couple more features I will show you. So we'll go from this, which I was working on, over to here. Here's another song that I've made. So here we have both of the 303s being used. I have a lead line here, as well as a bass line. Yes, you can mute and unmute all of these by pressing the buttons, or you can use the faders to control the volume. You notice there is a compressor that you can set, and you can put the master signal into the compressor, which is kind of a nice way to deal with things. But see, I've got the 808s in there as well as the 909s. If you want to play with another person, there are two options. You can use sync, wireless sync, or you can use MIDI with another program on the same computer. So the jamming possibilities are great, but say you only have one computer and two people. You can use the new duo mode, which is very cool. You'll notice half of the synthesizers are now turned around so that the other person can use them. So now, from two sides, you can have these synthesizers, and say one person wants to control all the drums, and one person wants to control all the synths. You can mix and match, move them around. They still work together, and that's very cool. Gotta turn off move mode before you move a bunch of things around. Anyway, I'll turn it off duo mode. That's cool. Now I know that these days people will want to be making trap style beats. Trap, you know. And one of the things about trap is that it has the snares rolling really fast. One way to get that is if you select the snares here on the 909 and you select flam, you can see the light is green. A flam note, can you hear that? It repeats it rapidly. It's like pressing the roll button on an Electribe or something like that. And you can adjust the amount of flam, which is the speed of that repeated note. Just a little hint for you. No, unfortunately, the 808 does not have a flam button on it, just like, well, a real 808. So, but you can still use MIDI to control that, so if you want it. Lastly, when you are done, you can use the share button, because now everyone is all about sharing. So I won't save the changes to my song here, and I want to use song mode if I'm going to share it, because right now it's just one measure long. I was using pattern mode. But anyway, you can share on SoundCloud. You can use export the audio to iTunes sharing, and then from iTunes sharing you can import it into other things, or just you can mail the song file, which actually is the program data of the thing, or you can open a song file with the app from someone else who has mailed it to you. There it is as a RBA file, so it's ready to be emailed to one of your friends. This has been BJ Franz K playing Rebirth for iPad, a brand new version of a classic app that we've all been enjoying for a long time. and you will definitely want to add this if you haven't discovered it before. It may be a classic to me, but it might be brand new to you. And of course, there's a lot of brand new features that none of us have used. So take advantage of the deal while you still can. Anyway, thank you very much. Please subscribe to VJ Franz K, and we'll get more reviews for you in the future of synthesizer apps, of gear, all kinds of things. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, basically on everything. I'm VJ Franz K. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you again soon. Make requests for apps or synthesizers you'd like to see.